Today is a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Let's see if y'all can see. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day out there today. Give y'all some time to come on. Y'all see the title. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100 here. Feel me? Hold on. Let me grab something though. Hold on. It's something I want to talk about. Okay? Oh, hold on. Turn off these notifications. Because every time I want to talk about the Bible, every time I want to be spiritual up here and talk about God and stuff like that, it's all the devil deploys things against me. Whether it's somebody trying to call my phone or somebody send me a message or something, and whatever the case is, just to interrupt and disrupt what I'm trying to relay. So I was reading the Bible, right? And this is Numbers. This is Numbers. I'm only going to read pieces of this right here. But this is Numbers, chapter 14, verse 11. And this is just something God said right here. Numbers 14 and 11, right? The punishment from God. The Lord said to Moses, "How long will these people despise me? And how long will they not believe in me? In spite of the signs that I have done among them, I will strike them with the pestilence, and I will disinherit them. I will make you into a nation that is greater and mightier than they." And let me read that again. The punishment from God. The Lord said to Moses, "How long will this people despise me? And how long will they not believe in me? In spite of the signs that I have done among them, I will strike them with the pestilence, and I will disinherit them. I will make you into a nation that is greater and mightier than they." Now, y'all, understand that when you trying to walk in your calling, understand that when you are trying to do good and you are uprooting things and trying to lay some good down, all right, people who's against that is going to show, right? And this is the stuff that God is asking. God is asking, how long will they despise me? Like, how long will they do all of these negative things, even though I've done good unto them and I've showed them my power? Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm reading from Numbers in the Bible. I'm reading from Numbers 14 and 11. That's specifically what I want to talk about. And since y'all are watching, I'm going to read it again. And it's only a small little piece, but this is the message right here. All right. Numbers 14 and 11. The punishment from God. The Lord said to Moses, how long will this people despise me? And how long will they not believe in me? In spite of the signs that I have done among them, I will strike them with pestilence, and I will disinherit them. I will make you into a nation that is greater and mightier than they. Now, God, when you trying to walk in your calling and you're trying to lay like some good stuff down, like values, like integrity type stuff, morality, stuff like that, when you start laying that stuff down, and I'm taking from me, like, people's gonna come at you, they're not gonna like it, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna lose people, which you don't really lose people, God retract people, you feel me? But another thing is that when you're doing all of that stuff, God will make you greater. Like he will like multiply everything to where you're way better off than the people that despises you. He says it right here. He says that he will strike them with pestilence and he will disinherit them. And then he says he will make you a greater nation. And he's going to make you mightier than them. So you're going to win. So when people coming at you negatively and stuff like that, and God blessed you with the attitude to deal with it, like humble, like you humble, you just, you can, it's like somebody can be in your face like this, but you straightforward and you know the mission and you focus. You know that you can't be moved, not even like spiritually, you can't be moved. You solid in your feet, you know what I'm saying, where you stand. And it's because you're choosing and you're following God, our Almighty. You know what I'm saying? So he says it in Numbers chapter 14 and verse 11. Read that. And he's telling you that when you put him first, when you got him in mind, like when you thank him for you making it through a sunrise and able to see another sunset and stuff like that. I mean, making it through a sunset and to see another sunrise. Like when you thanking him for stuff like that, he's going to make you greater. He's going to make you greater than your enemies. He's going to disinherit them. And he says it right here, I will strike them with pestilence. So continue to do good. It's hard, y'all. I swear it's hard. I swear it is hard. It's hard trying to remain this composed. It's hard when like you a big dog, you know what I'm saying? You a top dog or whatever the case is, and you got so many people coming at you and they have no idea that you a top dog. Like, cause usually folks who come at you, but nah, not this go around. It's because you got tired of being that. Like you got tired of being that because of how people would make you. And so you start choosing God. You start choosing that higher power, and you start trying to walk and put that good stuff down. And I say this all the time, y'all. When you start reading the Bible, when you start talking about God, when you start, you know what I'm saying, being that positive spirit for someone and that positive foundation for people, you know what I'm saying? He favors that. Your life changes. I promise you, it changes. And you got to have patience. If you don't have patience, then you're not gonna be rewarded anything. You gotta have patience, and you got to know. You think that I'm gonna be a person that work a job for the rest of my life? I'm gonna be one of those people that been working at a warehouse for 30, 40 plus years. Like, I'm not looking down on those people. Those people are doing what this world asks of them. So I'm not knocking nobody for that. But I strongly feel that I won't be one of those type of people. Because I really don't like it here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? If you love this world, then you don't love the Father. I don't like it here. I don't like what the people do here. It's wicked. And the wicked will turn the people that you love the most if the people that you love the most are not spiritually grounded. And see, somebody has to do it. You're only on my channel because you're at a crossroad. We're all at a crossroad, and I'm here to guide you past this crossroad. All right? I'm here to guide you past the crossroad, through this crossroad, and to let you know you've been doing right. Especially like, and something told me to say this too. Now, if you one of those ones that at one point stepped on somebody's neck and to get somewhere, but you basically like made it, like you went back and righted your wrongdoing and you basically submitted to that person. But as long as that you did it, like as long as they accept you and they're the type of people that has that type of God pure heart, like, you know what I'm saying, they gave you another chance and you just know for sure you're not gonna fumble it. And if they're going the right direction and you fix that, that's what God wanted you to do. But see, you got to accept God. Like, you got to bring him into your life, because if you don't, you're going to go the wrong way. If you allow the flesh, if you allow it to guide you, you're going to end up in places that you do not need to be. You're going to end up in places, dwell in places that you do not need to be. And typically, you're going to dwell in places where a lot of people have the same common things that you have. You know what I'm saying? So, and where you dwell matters. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm the type of guy. If you dwell with negative and bad people willingly, then I distance myself from you. If I know that you dwell with people willingly that's negative, I will distance myself from you because I'm not going that direction. You know what I'm saying? And if you're trying to deal with me, then you're going to go the direction I'm going, which is forward. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do the whole going out and we're super clubbing. And you know what I'm saying? We're not going to do the whole, if you're in a relationship and you're cheating on your spouse or whatever around me, we're not going to do none of that stuff here. We're not going to do that because a lot of sin, it's like think about it like a paint bomb, right? Like when like a firecracker goes off, it boom, it explodes, right? But imagine like a ball with stuff inside of it and then exploding. What's gonna happen? If it's paint inside the exploding ball, it's gonna paint the walls when it explodes, right? So when you are around people who sin or do bad negative things to people, whatever, you know what I'm saying, that you disapprove of, think of that like a bomb. When that happens, when it blows up on you. It paints you. So you're walking around with purple paint on you. You don't even know it. All because of the people that you dwell with. And see, you're marked when that happens. Basically, you're marked because you're not saying, don't do that. And you're not setting standards saying, I'm not going to tolerate that. Don't be afraid to allow people to walk out your life. And don't get upset when God retract people. Because you need to understand the quality of the people that he retract from you. And you need to understand the anointing and your calling. That's what you have to understand. And see, when you know all of that stuff, then you'll be able to compose yourself. I'm not saying that things that happen to you, that people do to you, is not going to hurt you, because hurt is hurt. You're going to be hurt. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be hurt. And you're going to be hurt because it's like you can't bring people with you. The people that you love, like they can't travel on your journey with you because they're not yet spiritually and mentally suitable enough. Right? So again, you see the title? I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real here. I'm gonna keep it real. Numbers 14 and 11. I'm gonna read it again, y'all. I'm gonna read it again. Let's read the comments before I read it again. It's look like it's like some cocktail or cocktail. I don't know what they saying, but I hope it's nothing God willing, it's nothing negative. Um, Miss You says, hi, how are you? I'm fine, I'm great. I'm reaching out to people spiritually. Um, and I got to explain a couple things about myself in a few too. That's why I titled this, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real, I'm gonna keep it 100 up here too. But before I do all of that, I definitely want to read this this passage in here in this Bible because it means a lot. Now, when I go through stuff, I open this Bible up and I tell people, you going through something, read the Bible, start from page 1, and what you need to hear is going to jump out at you because God already knows. He knows what you're going through. That's why this Bible here. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Bible. All right. Let's see. We got another comment up here too, y'all. Corey 8791 says, "Go Ducks, go Ducks." I don't know if that's hockey, but I think it's hockey. I think, but go Ducks. All right. So here's the passage again. This is Numbers chapter 14, verse 11. Numbers 14 chapter 14, verse 11. And this is titled "The Punishment from God." It reads, "The Lord said to Moses, how long will this people despise me? And how long will they not believe in me, in spite of the signs that I have done among them?" So he's saying, like, I've showed you that I'm real. Now, God would come down to Moses in the cloud. God would make rules stating that don't touch this mountain until I'm gone. Like, and it was real. He's proved himself time after time after time again to these people that he's speaking of. And it translates to what's going on today too. But he's saying they still don't believe in him, even though he's showed them all of this. And of course, he led the Israelites out of captivity, out of Egypt. And it took 430 years. It took 430 years because the Pharaoh at that time was that harsh. He was that spiritually disconnected. Because the Pharaoh was one of those ones that wanted to prove to everybody that what he has to offer is better than any god or whatever the case is. So any type of powers that God really showed him, he had magicians or sorcerers almost to do the same thing. So the people was not really moved by God's power because the Pharaoh was always trying to like pick it apart. All right, but it took 430 years, but it happened, and the folks that didn't believe, they dealt with the consequences of the plagues, right? So he's saying, so and that goes for everybody too. How come when God's in here and pull you out of everything, God overwhelms you with relief, the feeling of relief, the feeling of you being able to exhale, the feeling of everything being taken care of, you still don't believe his power. You still don't speak his name. You still don't say to your neighbor, hey, you know, God is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still not doing that, right? And we talk in general here. No one in specific. I'm not talking about nobody in specific. We talk in general here, right? So he's saying, and how long will they not believe in me in spite of the signs that I have done among them? I will strike them with pestilence and I will disinherit them. He's saying, I will make you into a nation that is greater and mightier than they. So he's saying because Moses following him, because Moses did all the work that God asked him to do, including lead the Israelites out of Egypt, because he was doing all of the stuff that God asked him to do, because of the type of heart that he had, because at one point, y'all don't know this, but Moses killed a man. And because he had killed a man, he thought that he wasn't like valid enough to carry out the mission that God gave him. And he told God that. But God said, hey, listen, I gave you that mouth, I gave you that eyes, and I gave you them ears. So you can talk how I need you to talk. You can listen how I need you to listen. And you can see how I need you to see. And thus, here come Moses putting his faith in God and saying, yeah, you got me. And just rolling with it. So he's saying he blessing the people with pestilence. He's going to strike them, not bless them, strike them with pestilence. And he's saying he's going to disinherit them. So a lot of y'all don't know this, and this is why I say you need to pick the Bible up so you can know the international Bible, one that you can read, you know. But when hold on, because I just read that comment flash at the screen and it kind of threw me off. It kind of threw me off a bit. Hold on, let me get back to my. I'm gonna read the comment since the comment's there, but my cahoots walked away for a second. Hold on. All right, so pets_fails says, well, he couldn't talk. That's why he needed his brother Aaron, I think. Well, it wasn't necessarily that. And from my understanding, he went to Aaron to basically show and prove to Aaron and relay the message to Aaron. I say Aaron, that's how I pronounce it, Aaron. I think it's Aaron, but I say Aaron. But to prove and show Aaron the power of God. Because you know, God came to Moses while Moses was walking on that mountain. He came to Moses in that fiery bush. And then, you know what I'm saying, he told Moses to throw his staff down, and he turned the staff into a snake, and then he turned it back into a staff. He told him to put his hand in his garment, and then when he pulled his hand out, I think it was like leprous or something like that was going on with his hand. Then God told him to put it back in, and then when he put it back out, it was back to normal, right? And then he started talking to him. And one of Moses' concerns was saying, he was saying to God, like, I can't speak how you want me to talk. I can't go to this Pharaoh and say the things that you want me to say. You know what I'm saying? Or something to convince this Pharaoh about you. You know what I'm saying? That's why God was telling him, like, I made that nose, that mouth, that eye, that ear. You can do this. And Moses ran with it. He rode with it. Right? So that's my understanding of it. That's what I ran across. But thank you so much for being informative. Keep that up. Let's pin that. We're gonna pin that. I appreciate that. We're gonna pin that. Make sure you guys like this live, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna bring the real to you. I'm gonna bring the real to you. Ever since I made that short on my page called "Lust in Me," not lust in me, but lust in me. It's a combination of lust and enemy put together. It's called lust in me. But ever since I made that right there, like it's like emotionally, like I just been put through it. You know what I'm saying? Like really though. So I'm gonna keep it real up here. Like I'm coming up here, and I'm gonna read this Bible, and I'm gonna put everything in God's hands. And you guys, I want you guys to pay attention to my descriptions on all of my videos, because my description, I type out my descriptions. I put descriptions in my videos. Read them, because not only do you get a great live or a great video, great content, but you also get a dope description. And it's a description that you can take with you. Right? So Numbers 14, chapter 11, it says it right here. He says, I will strike them with the pestilence, and I will disinherit them, and I will make you into a nation that is greater and mightier than they. He's going to take you away from all of that. Matter of fact, he's going to give you everything you need to be greater than the ones who opposes you. And the ones that opposes you, they are so in front of themselves that they don't know that they're opposing someone who talks and speaks of God, and speaks of his word, and spreads God's word, and spreads God's love, and does and gives themselves to God and allow God to use them. But see, they're so blinded by all the other stuff that they can't see that. And see, that's what the devil wants. See, statistically, the devil will use one person out of two. Think of it. And if he can, he'll use 2 out of 2. But he uses 1 to be able to use the 2. Do that make sense? And if you're not like spiritually grounded, you're gonna go cheat too. And in your mind, you're cheating back. That doesn't make, no, it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It's not supposed to work like that. None of that. So my advice, and I'm learning as I go along, like my advice in this world is try to really distance yourself first from people who don't accommodate you in your spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? Like distance yourself from them, and then be real with them and tell them, hey, listen, you know, it's about God over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I might do a little clubbing, or you know, like I might go to a club or a bar every now and then, or whatever the case is. But hey, I'm literally allowing God to use me. God can use me, and I'm reading this Bible, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. And but what I don't need is this, and I don't need that. You feel me? And allow people, like release people from you. You know what I'm saying? Like I release somebody from you. Like this, I let them know beforehand. Listen, you don't have to chill with me. You don't have to call me. You don't have to text me. You don't have to do none of that. You don't gotta do none of that. If what I do bothers you that much, then we don't need to be around each other. I'm not gonna do the boohoo crying. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm gonna turn it what you may consider a loss for me. I consider it a win, because I have the understanding that God, I don't lose people, God retracts people. And if I'm bumping heads with somebody, the evidence will show. It's going to show that, hey, I'm wrong, or there's a miscommunication going on. And then as a man, and we speak in general here. Now, as a man, a man's supposed to be able to take accountability for either miscommunicating or misunderstanding on his behalf or whatever the case is. But it's everybody's responsibility to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? And it's everybody's responsibility to be transparent. You feel me? A lot of wrongdoing be happening, y'all, and I don't respond to it. I don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm capable of. And there's stuff that I don't know that I'm capable of, that I'm afraid of. That's why I choose to follow God and Jesus Christ. That's why I choose to get up here and spread awareness and like try to help people that's going through what I'm going through stand up right, and know that it's gonna be tough out here. It's gonna be hard out here, and if you don't know, if you are leading with your flesh and you're not leading with this and this, then you're gonna go through it. You're gonna go through the same cycles. One of the things that crossed my mind was, if you was in a previous relationship before one person, before the next person, right? And you going out clubbing, or you hanging with your friends, or you hanging out in the streets, if that promoted you to cheat on your other person, why are you going to get in another relationship doing the same stuff? Like, why are you going to hang out with your friends more? Why are you going to go to the club more? Why are you going to do those same things that promoted you to cheat on your partner or on your spouse? Why would you go into another relationship trying to do those same things? That's that formula. That's the formula. It's a wicked spell. It's a wicked formula. It's going to promote you to cheat. Drinking alcohol while you're away from your a person or whatever the case is, it promotes infidelity. And see, I knows this. I know this. And see, a lot of times people really be wrong, and they be trying to justify their actions. But there's no way someone who doesn't cheat should have to endure projected projected accusations and allegations from the person that they love, just just because the person that they love not standing upright. That's not fair. That's not really fair at all. Do you think that's fair? It's not fair. So we got to distance ourselves from a lot of stuff, that don't accommodate or don't point us in the right direction, which is a man of God and a woman of God. And if you really want to be in a relationship that's like striving, that's blooming and flourishing, then you're gonna have to put God in it, and you're gonna have to stop stepping on people's necks. You're gonna have to stop trying to find value based off of your genitals. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. And you're gonna have to start leading. Now, see me, and this is personal at this point. What I'm about to say is, I'm really trying to lead a household with God in it, and I want to eliminate anything that's really wicked: drugs, weed, alcohol, all that stuff. I want to just eliminate it all out the house and roll. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what drugs and alcohol is, what spiritually disables you from God, from your third eye to your pineal gland. You feel me? Like, that stuff will spiritually disconnect you, and so you won't be like, when you want to forgive somebody, like, God will bless you with this feeling. It's like y'all know that's like, what you call this stuff, vapor rub, right? It's like a feeling of vapor rub inside. You know what I'm saying? It's like your body just overwhelmed. It's like a feeling of like menthol. You know what I'm saying? When you really forgive somebody, you forgive them. Like, I'm getting it right now. Every time I say it, if I say I forgive you, like, I feel it, and it starts right here, and then it just spreads out. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know you forgive somebody. in my book, in my world. That's how I know I forgive somebody. And for a long time, I struggled with forgiveness. I struggled with forgiving people. Christ looked like what we look like. Far as I know, he made man in his image. He made us in his image. Like, I can't, this right here, like, I didn't make myself look like this. I take care of myself, but we're all made in his image. So I can't say what he looked like, but we're all made in Jesus Christ's image. And we need to, another thing, I'm glad you asked me that question, Mr. Phelps, because you know how you think about something and then you save it for later? So Phil says, what does Christ look like, right? But I thought about something and it's gone. Darn it, the heck. But it'll come back though. It'll come back. But he made us in his image and I take care of myself, right? So he looked like us. Oh, and I realized too that Eve was the first person that serpent talked to. And do you know that since Eve grabbed and started messing with that apple, and Eve convinced Adam that Adam also got punished. So, it's funny, but it's real. It's the truth. It's what I'm coming to find out reading the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because my common sense and stuff like that, all that stuff works. You know what I'm saying? So Eve was the first person that the serpent talked to, and to the point where she was like, I'm gonna bite that apple, and then convinced Adam to bite the apple and stuff like that. Jesus came in and got both of them. You know what I'm saying? He punished both of them. That's why women have those labor pains. And he punished Adam. He spiritually killed Adam, and then he punished Adam to toil the soil forever. Why do you think that landscaping and stuff like that come easy to us? Pete Fell says the apple in that story is a misconception. Well, we're going off of what this book says. And if it's manzana, then it's manzana. Now, if it's a misconception, then I completely urge you to go on your live and I tell my folks to go to your channel, check your lives out or check your videos out. And if you can explain that to me, I'm cool with it. Like I'm an understanding person. I'm not gonna argue with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do none of that stuff. You feel me? Because if you say it's a misconception, I just see it to say in your world it's a misconception. In my world, it's in this book, and in my world, we need to know about it, right? But I appreciate that though. I appreciate that. I don't believe apple is in chapter. They say the fruit, right? So it's basically the fruit. I don't know why, for some reason, it's an apple. I don't know why, but it's fruit. Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I'm gonna pin that right there too, because a lot of people don't know how. They don't know how to not argue and just learn and listen. They want to sit here and argue with you and debate with you and stuff like that, and it don't have to be none of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like evidence, like show the evidence. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep it real and I'm gonna keep it hot with you. You know what I'm saying? Like lately, ever since I started working that job, like I haven't been able to read the Bible every day like I used to. I haven't been able to work out every day like I used to. And it bothered me a lot and it hurt me because that's something that I was committed to doing. And then it's like once that got broken up and disrupted, all hell started breaking loose. Like really, like a lot of stuff started happening till this day right now. You know what I'm saying? Which I think I'm pretty much without a significant other. You know what I'm saying? As of a couple of days ago, I don't even know. This person ain't even show back up last night. Didn't even come home last night. Didn't even text me or none of that. Ignored my text and everything. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine. It's cool. Because you got to understand as a chosen one that God does things because the will that he has for you, what he got in store for you. You know what I'm saying? You just got to let him do his work. And I'm the type where I'm not gonna allow you to degrade yourself, especially when you're with me. I'm not gonna allow you to degrade yourself. Like, you're not gonna be out here, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to have a circle of negligent people, you know what I'm saying, who who don't mind subjecting themselves to wicked to get by. Like, I'm not with that at all. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and a lot of people, like, because I don't deal with them, they try to paint a narrative about me and to paint an ugly picture about me, all because simply I chose to distance myself. What they were trying to do was just to, like, I, I, I just couldn't keep up with it. I didn't, like, I was like, I didn't even want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be doing the club harping. I don't want to do none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a grown man. You know, I got children, you know what I'm saying, that's becoming of age. And so I need to make responsible and solid decisions. And I don't need to be dealing with someone who's childish and someone who wants to dwell, you know what I'm saying, like, in things that I've been delivered from, you know what I'm saying, for a very long time. And once God deliver you from stuff, you will feel horrible about, like, returning back to it. Give me 1 second. Huh? You want some more pancakes? All right, Cam. I'm on my live right now. Can you fix Carter a couple more pancakes? All right. Carter loves blueberry pancakes. I mean, I love blueberry too. I love blueberry muffins, blueberry pancakes. I love blueberry. Okay, so that's where he kind of gets it from. All right, let's. Pete Fell says, "But Christ is a black man, sir." Hey, look, I've never seen him. Okay, I've never seen him. Another thing about the term black is that I don't go by that. Now, man of color, yeah, but not black. Because in this world, that term black, like, they make money off of that term. You know, like, and I don't like that at all. Like, Black Lives Matter. Oh, he's black. Like, I don't even like how people say black. Like, if another race say black, like, it sounds really weird. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I consider myself a man of color. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a respectful term. I'm not saying a colored person. I'm not, like, colored. Like, you know how back then it used to be like colored water fountain or white's water fountain or no colors allowed. No, no, man of color though. You know what I'm saying? So if Jesus Christ was a man of color, that's wonderful. AA underscore Michael says, I'm not melanated. FYL. I don't know if FYL now, F your life is what FYL mean to me. So I don't know. I hope, God willing, that's not what you're saying. Michael says, blonde, blue eyed. Anything else? Saying black is rude, I agree. El Trompo says saying black is rude, I agree. I really don't like that term. I don't like the fact that it's on applications when you try to find a job, because it's like, it's given now, if I have a company and I want my company to be a certain percentage of whites, blacks, Mexicans, Koreans, whatever the case is, then whoever does the whoa, look at El Trumpo, guys. El Trumpo, let me tell you something. This is what the devil does. But I don't care, because it don't bother me. You guys are gonna see how ugly people can be. And that's ugly. And it's played out too. So anywho, right? So I lost my train of thought, which that's what the devil wants. See, the devil doesn't want me to relay what y'all need to hear. So what he does is he deploys an advocate. And Mr. Trumpo or whoever this person is, right? They don't have the opportunity to be this ugly in person. So they got to sit here and get on a social media where they don't really think it's real, and they want to throw their ugliness up there and just dump all their ugliness up there. So that's why, remember when I was telling you guys about it's like where you dwell. Like, if you got friends that do wrong or whatever, it's like think about a bomb with paint in it, and when that bomb goes off, the paint hits everything that it's around. So when you're dealing with someone like El Trump or whatever the case is, he it's going to be your ticket into hell. You know what I'm saying? Like a dark place. Like you're going to end up in a place you don't want to be. And typically, God make people like that. He make people like that believe in like the worst ways. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll have El Trumpo driving, and El Trumpo end up running off the road and hitting a tree down by a river, and he'll be there for a couple days because people can't even see him down there. But people travel that road all the time, and it'll be so many people traveling that road to the point they still don't notice that Mr. Trumpo's car is down there and someone needs help. And see, God will do that just to get your attention, just to get his attention. And then when he come up out of that, because he's gonna bring you to your knees, if not your belly, if not your neck. He's gonna break you all the way down until your conscience wakes up, and then your conscience says, "Oh God, please help me. If you're listening to me, if you're really real, please help me." He's gonna bring you to that. That's why stuff like that, it don't bother me. It don't bother me. Yes, Michael, he is doomed. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we live amongst a lot of rebuked people, and they have the ugliest, and I mean the ugliest attitudes. Like it's not even funny, and they have the most childish attitudes. Michael says he will think of this moment when they blow their last fart. He gonna think of that moment when he blow that fart and he find out it's not a fart. And he's at work at a desk with no change of clothes. That's what he's gonna find out. And I said it. It will smell as hell. Yeah. And it's gonna pain him too. He's gonna walk around with a boo-boo stain. Matter of fact, he's not even gonna be able to walk right after that. I'm not joking either. I am not joking. Because you have to be careful. You have to be careful on what you do to God's people, because he's going to make you a believer. In the book, when, who was it? It was Jacob's father. I got the book right here. Abraham. Now, when it was Abraham and Rebecca, if I'm not mistaken, when they was traveling, right? They would go into these kingdoms or whatever, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, if it was Abraham and Rebecca, or Abraham and it start with an S. I can't think of it right now because at one point I stopped reading this Bible. I told y'all once I started working my job, like my things of my job started to enter into my mind and just started getting me to be unsettled. But they used to venture out to these kingdoms or whatever as they was journeying. And Abraham would tell his wife not to tell people that she's his wife, to tell people that she's his sister. Because he was in fear that they would kill him and try to lay with her. So one kingdom they went to, they did that role, and they told, and then what happened was God came into that Pharaoh's dream, and the Pharaoh was trying to lay with his wife, with Abraham's wife. He was trying to just do all of that type of stuff with her, because in his mind that's Abraham's sister. So God ended up coming into that Pharaoh's dream and made that Pharaoh a believer, to the point where when that Pharaoh woke up the next morning, he called a really big meeting with all his servants and everything, and he called Abraham back, and he basically like somewhat chastised Abraham for not telling him that was his wife. And so the Pharaoh gave Abraham back his wife, like, here, you can have her back, like, take her. You know what I'm saying? And he was a believer because God showed him his power, and he was afraid of what God would do to him and his nation. And he gave I believe that was Rebecca. He gave her back, and he also gave them land. He gave them money. He gave them all of that stuff so they can be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So people who has these ugly attitudes and these ugly mentalities, and they're just negative, wicked, You know what I'm saying? God's going to come to them, and he's going to come to them in a dream. If they don't believe that dream, then he's going to manifest himself in their life physically. And he's going to get your attention. He's going to get your attention. And like, that's why I be humble about a lot of stuff. Like, I hold my composure because a lot of people who's come against me has really made almost the last wrong turn. Everybody who's talked negative about me, everybody who's done negative to me, God has showed no mercy on their lives. And that's just the truth. I don't want to start calling out people for evidence. Take my word for it. That's why I don't say anything. I talk to God about it, and I ask God to guide them and show them. Straight like that. So we're gonna read the comments. Michael says the comments been jumping. Michael, that upset Michael. I apologize that it upset you, but I want you to know that's what it was supposed to do. He did that because he wanted to see how solid the people that's watching is. He did that to see, and he was trying to show me that nobody gives a D of what I'm saying. That's why he did that. But he didn't know that it was a rider, and it was a rider watching. He didn't know that. Yes, Mr. Falco. Yes, police officers have been harassing me all my life, and this last go round, the last police officer put the cuffs on me too tight and damaged my hands. So at this point, it had prompted me to have a talk with the chief of police, and I've had a talk with the chief of police. I actually got his number like on speed dial, no cap, because of that. You feel me? So and this is like it's just that's why I'm just trying to get away from North Carolina, and I'm trying to move off somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's not here, because people like the people that's most important to you don't mind. They'll hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Without you like having to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just savage, and I'm just tired of that. You feel me? So yeah, you're right, Derek Falco. You're right. Michael says his parents probably are dead or having cancer already. And see, it would be his fault too. He would have some say so in that because of his actions. Y'all see that. Because of how he feels he's almighty. He feels that he's bigger. He's bigger than God. He feels that, you know what I'm saying, he like folks need to praise him. You know what I'm saying? That's why. And so God is gonna retract if God willing that his parents are healthy and his parents are trying to get him to do the right thing. But God, and he's a man on top of that. Now, you ought to know how important a man is to God, because he made us in his image. So for a man to be out here tripping, making these, not even make a mistake, willingly making these wrong decisions and stuff like that, he gonna get you for it, because he's the what? Father. And what your father do? Beat that butt, don't he? Exactly. And then your mom supposed to go in there, baby, you know your father really loves you. We're gonna say Mother Nature. Your father really loves you, and you just got to do right, baby. You just can't keep making these mistakes, you know. But we love you as your parents. We love you, and we're gonna get through this. Boom. So I wish he had that coming up. Then he wouldn't be up here calling me a wicked name. You know, calling all of us a wicked name. But see how bright my light is? My light is that bright. My light bright enough to fill a room without the sun being out. That's how bright my light is. Yeah, and then Falco says I run a 4.4 in the 40. Man, I ain't ran the 40 in a minute. I ain't ran the 40. I shoot 40s. I don't run 40s. I shoot them. Respectfully, I have not killed anybody, even though Moses have killed a man, and God still found favor in him. I have not killed a man, and I don't want to. Like, I don't want to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, if me reading this book hurts people, I'm not gonna start reading the book. All right, because this Bible is gonna do one or two things. It's either gonna bring people closer to you, or it's gonna push people away. Either way, it's necessary. So thank you so much for interacting with me in these comments. I wholeheartedly appreciate this, and it's not easy. I'm telling you that right now. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? We all got bills. We all got to try to do our best to pay our bills. We all have children. We got to do our best to make sure that our children are protected and our children are safe and our children have what they need, you know? So I really can't be out here just making these crazy moves. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type, if I don't have no money, I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying home. You know what I'm saying? Like, just straight like that. And I don't want to be chasing behind somebody that I feel is gonna that I feel don't respect me, and that I feel that is lying to me or fronting on me or trying to hide me or whatever. I'm not gonna be chasing behind somebody trying to keep somebody from doing something that I don't want them to do. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna allow God to do His work, and I'm gonna allow God to retract people and deal with them. You know what I'm saying? And it's just straight like that. Straight like that. All right. So I kept it real with y'all. Um, I mean, you got any questions before I end it? We've been up here for 51 minutes, y'all. I didn't even know that. This 51 minutes felt like 20 minutes. I didn't even know that. You feel me? Before I leave, before I end this live, do you guys have any questions? Let me know. It's 51. I give it to 55. If you got any questions, holla at me. Talk to me. Let me know. My email is my YouTube channel, TheRealDjMonsta at gmail.com. You can always reach me there. You can always reach me there. Am I Christian? I believe God is bringing me to that. And I feel like as a Christian, I feel like I need to know this stuff. And so I'm preparing myself. But see, God is preparing me and I'm willing. You know, I want to earn that. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to just, yep, I'm Christian. I want to earn that. See, I like to earn. I don't like people to just give me stuff. I like to earn. And that's how I'm going to raise my children, to not be the type that wants somebody to just give them something. I'm going to raise them to know that, yo, you got to put in the work. So when you get it, you value it. All right? So did that answer your question? Let me know. Let me know. Yes, and another thing is, me being this way is dangerous. It's not for the weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have people say that they're gonna kill me, like, all because of a female. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have all of that. And it's known. It's known, and it's known by the right people. You know what I'm saying? I don't really do the negative stuff. I'm not gonna do the back and forth. I'm not gonna do the arguing. I'm not gonna do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type that when it's time to show up, I show out. You feel me? And that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I got a lot of things to be thankful for. And I got a lot of things to live for. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want to really deal with people that make me hate my life, that make me hate my existence. And a lot of things that's been going on with me in North Carolina has, on average, make me hate myself, and on average, make me hate my life, and make me hate the fact that I look like this. But see, coming to this Bible, it's so like rejuvenating, like to know that God made me this way because He loves me, because that I have a spot in the kingdom of heaven, and because He wants me. You know what I'm saying? And He accepts me. Like, I'm tired of people, like, I got tired of trying to get accepted by people around me, not even realizing the whole time that the one acceptance that really matters the most is Jesus Christ and God. That's only acceptance that really matters. Until you find a wife, you know what I'm saying, which your helpmate, you know what I'm saying, and God will bless you with that. Don't go looking. God will bless you with that. I'm sorry. I apologize. God will bless you with that, y'all. Don't go looking for a relationship. Don't go looking for a wife. Don't go looking for a husband. Y'all gonna cross paths. He wants you to focus on what's the great things. He wants you to focus on the mission. All right. Does God have enemies? Of course. It's always somebody out here that's trying to destroy the world. You don't see it? The nuclear bombs and stuff like that. There's always somebody out here trying to destroy the world, trying to destroy God's creations and manipulate them, such as creating robots and getting robots to do labor or whatever the case is, or, you know, and it's in the Bible. Like, if you depend on stuff from this world, like, you really don't love God, and you're going to be easily tricked out of your spot in the kingdom of heaven. This is just flesh. This is a vessel right here, and if you're not careful, your vessel is going to get you in a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be responsible, and you have to be God fearing, and you got to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and know that you are protected. You are protected. Protect yourself. Yeah, protect your flesh, but protect yourself too. You know what I'm saying? But yes, if you got enemies, God got enemies too. You know what I'm saying? If God got enemies, you got enemies. I'm gonna tell you a way that you know. Like, if you go to work and everybody is happy to see you except one or two people, they're your enemies. It's because them. That's the devil's advocates. That's the people that the devil uses easily. You know what I'm saying? And so when you come in, hey everybody, I'm glad to be at work. You know, what's up? Let's do some work or whatever the case is. It's like they mad at you because you gave everything to Christ. You gave everything to God, and you're not bothered or worried about anything trying to attack you or hurt you. And they don't like that. They don't like that. They want you to be upset and miserable at the fact that you got to be there, and they want you to be all that. You know what I'm saying? You got to make the best of everything that's given to you. Like, you got to, like, if you like playing cards, like if you dealt a bad hand, especially in Tunk. Do I got some Tunk players? Any Tunk players in here? Any Tunk players? Let me get a piece of tissue right quick. All right, I'm back, y'all. All right, so I don't see if we got any Tunk players, but I done talk. I said I would give it a 55, then I started back talking. But you got to make the best out of your hands. All right, you dealt a bad hand, just make the best out of it until you're able to discard that hand, and God deals you another hand of cards that you got to play. All right, but it's been real. I've been up here almost an hour, y'all. I'm about to. This is my first day off in a week. So I'm about to really take, especially with all this relationship stuff that's been happening. You know, like it's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot that's deployed to hurt inner me. You know, and I'm just tired of going through it. But guys, like, I don't want y'all to go through the stuff I went through. So I'm always gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm always gonna bring the realness to you. I don't dwell out in the world, so I'm not gonna be talking about no P Diddy or nothing like that. If I do, it's in reference to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm not going to talk about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I love you guys. I don't even know y'all, but I love y'all. I appreciate y'all talking to me. You can always come on my channel, and you can always bring any type of issues that you have or clarity. You can always email me issues for clarity. You can do all of that stuff. Like, really reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep it rolling. Like, I want to keep you good. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of backlash because of how I am. But God told me that that's how it was gonna be. It was gonna be like that. So it's cool. I understand. I'm protected though. Just know that I am protected and I'm highly favored. And we're gonna keep going. All right. So this is the real DJ Monster. Holla at me. My email, TheRealDjMonsta@gmail.com. Get up with me. All right. It's been real. Go out there and enjoy that beautiful day. Y'all don't see how beautiful it is through my little, what's the name? And I make music too. I should have had some playing. But y'all don't see how pretty that is out there. That sun coming through. It's coming through. All right, y'all. Peace.